inflation, we started stealing money out of the general fund to fill potholes. To fill up the general fund, we took money out of the school aid fund to shore up the general fund. And so as a result, we're neither rebuilding roads because we're just filling potholes. We're neither funding the general fund and doing the things that we all count on every day well. And we paid for it by stealing money from our kids' education. And the results in Michigan kind of speak for themselves. Right now, our current allocation for road, our road plan right now that is in place, including what the gas tax of 2015, it's just mitigated the decline of our state. It's just, we're managing decline instead of rebuilding roads still in Michigan. The goal should be 90% of our roads should be in good to fair condition. That's the national standard. And yet right now in Michigan, we are at 78% and falling fast. If we don't do anything bold now to change this trajectory, we go to 65% in just 2 years. So from 78 to 65, that is a precipitous fall, another 5 percentage points just 1 year later. And that's how quickly this gap is growing. This is about building roads, rebuilding roads, not filling potholes. And we do it the right way, a constitutionally protected source. Then we can get the money back into the general fund and back into the school aid fund. The general fund is where those scholarship dollars are funded out of. The school aid fund is where Adrian schools are funded out of. This is a budget. It's an honest attempt to solve the problem. And as I said, anyone who's got an alternative attempt that solves this problem, I'm ready to have that conversation. But you could raise the corporate income tax from 6% to 18% to fix this problem. I don't think that's a legitimate solution considering where the legislature's philosophy is right now. That's why I put this one on. And speaking of the legislature, here's someone who can tell us what the legislature's philosophy is.
Sally, Governor. So yeah, and I'm thrilled about the conversation about the school funding as well. Our schools here do an incredible job in some very tough situations, and my daughter is a teacher as well in an elementary school, music education, in a very, very challenging environment. So I feel for that and these kids. What I'm hearing from, I'm grateful Bob is here representing Adrian schools. There's 10 school districts that may not be as represented here. And they are have followed very closely the 2X funding increases that we've had over the last, certainly since I've been there. Last year being 240 per pupil increase for just about every school district in Lenawee County. That does not include at-risk extra funding, extra for CTE high school students. So I just want to ask how you feel about 2X, just for communities like ours, where we are working so hard, and there's kids with high needs, and we want to close that gap.
Yeah, I appreciate the question. I think you're asking a really important one, and the 2X formula, when you have inflationary increases, made a lot of sense. When you're talking about a 3% increase and moving school districts that had historically lower investment in their kids. This is not an inflationary increase. This is a generational increase. This is the biggest increase in a generation of Michigan kids. And built into it are equitable measures around funding for at-risk students, CTE, as well as special education. And so you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to have my team run the numbers so that every district in your district can see what a 2X under an inflationary increase would be compared to what the solution we put on the table with a generational investment. I know every one of them is going to be taking a massive step forward, better than 2X under inflation. Right. So I'm going to run those numbers and make sure you've got them, and I'll send them to the districts as well. Thank you.
So March is reading month. And reading's really important because whether you're going to become an electrician or a governor or a bus driver or a surgeon or a teacher or a principal, you got to be able to read, right? And so you must practice. Now, I think that this class of kids right here at this school is showing such a great level of excellence. Are we always striving for excellence? Yeah. In how we treat each other? Yeah. And how we get our homework done, or we study or read? And how we make our beds? All right, mixed reviews on making the beds, I see. I feel the same way. So, and it's okay not to agree, right? We don't all have to agree on everything, but we do have to treat each other with kindness and respect and have our disagreements in a not disagreeable way. Does that make sense? Because we can disagree with one another, right? I'm a Spartan. But I know there are Wolverines in this room too, right? And so while we can all have our own opinion about that game yesterday, today every one of us can be proud to be from Michigan, right? All right. Yes. You had a question too, sweetheart. Yes.
Does everyone boss me around? Okay.
She asked us, everyone boss me around. So having 10 million bosses, right? That's what I said. I said that so that you know I work for everyone in the state. Whether you're a Wolverine or a Spartan, whether you're a Democrat or a Republican, whether you're a child or an adult, or you live in the Upper Peninsula or the Lower Peninsula, I work for everyone. Do they boss me around? Well, some people have strong opinions and let me know. But for the most part, I think people are just want to be able to have a good life here in Michigan. And that's my job to make sure that they can.
I'm just saying that we got to clean up drinking water in Michigan, and I think immediately get some help to schools in particular. So you can't live without clean water, can you?
No.
Right. So we got to get it right. Thank you. Are you going to run for governor someday? All right, think about it. You don't have to answer right now. You can think about it. Let me know in about 25 years, okay? Okay, good.
Who's going next?
Yeah. Yeah. What do you find to be the most problematic part of all of this testing? Stressful taking so many tests, yeah, and I agree with you. I think there's too much testing, and so I think it's important for your teachers and your principal to know kind of where you are, so we can make sure we're teaching, and addressing kind of where you are in terms of growth. But I agree there's too much testing, and I'm going to work to try to make it smarter, make a smarter test for smarter kids, right? All right, cool.
Who's next?
Make school safer, because in the last couple of months we've had kids being nice in the school.
Oh,
So if we could find a way to have make sure that they don't have those, even if they don't even if they mean to have it.
mm-hmm. Yeah. So do you guys have to do all sorts of drills too, right? Around school safety, and that's kind of stressful, just that, right? But also the worry that you are unsafe. That's a concern.
Yeah.
And when you're worried, it's hard to learn, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you're stressed out, it's hard to do well on a test, or it's hard to pay attention to what's going on in class. So, 11-year-old. All right, cool. Any birthdays in March? All right, happy birthday, March birthdays. That's great. You're born on the 4th of July? And did your parents name you Independence? Ah, okay, what's your name? Drake? Okay. All right. I was born August 23rd. Anyone else? You're August as well, and you're, okay. Is anyone else 47? All right, let's jump in, you guys. This is called M is for Mitten. And like I said, if you have something you want to contribute, whether it's like I talked about something that you have a story about, or you have a question about it, or you have something you want to share, just raise your hand, okay? Raise your hand if you understand. without raising your hand, yeah? All right. You guys tired from St. Patrick's Day or something? All right, here we go. This book is called M is for Mitten, because we are known as the Mitten State, right?
Yeah.
We should be known as the Mittens State, though, right? Because we got 2 mittens.
We got 2 minutes.
All right, let's do this. A is for apple blossom, curly as can be. It dances in the springtime breeze upon the apple tree. Raise your hand if you love apples. All right, me too. All right, B is for the great big bridge that's called the Mighty Mac. Whichever side you may be on, you can drive across and back. I want to see a show of hands of how many people have seen the Mackinac Bridge in person.
I've been across it.
You've been across it? Okay. How many people know how long the Mackinac Bridge is? How long?
50 feet?
50 feet? No. But thank you for guessing. I appreciate it. Yes. 5 miles. Wow, that was right on. Good job. C is for cherry. Little sweet ones fill my belly. Hard ones make me pucker. So they're used in jam and jelly. Who loves cherry? Me too. All right. D is for Detroit. It's called the Motor City, where cars roll out of factories, so bright and new and pretty. Yes? You're going to Detroit? Are you going to go to the Detroit Institute of Arts?
Henry Ford
Henry
Museum.
Ford. That's great. You know what's at the Henry Ford that's one of the coolest things, I think?
The bus?
The bus that Rosa Parks rode on, yes. You already know all this. Yes. You went to the Pistons game. Did we win?
Yes.
We did? Well, the Pistons actually won. Well, that's good.
My mom.
All right. Eastern white pine starts with E, a tree so tall and straight, cut for timber long ago, all throughout our state. White pine. That's our tree. All right. How many hands know who that guy is? Not Governor Snyder. Okay, so let me tell you real quick. His name's Gerald Ford, and he was from Michigan, and he was president of the United States. And when you come to my office at the Capitol, there's a big portrait of him right outside of it. F stands for Gerald R. Ford.